So, all of my grade levels have been studying surrealism, which is a movement in art that had regular, everyday, normal objects, people, buildings, or things with a weird, dreamlike twist to them. Today, we're going to be making a self portrait in the style of Rene Magritte, the one you see above. Your self portrait is going to be from the shoulders up, not full body. And in the center, I want you, instead of drawing a face, to draw an object or symbol that represents something important in your life. Here are the supplies you're going to need. If you don't have any tempera paint or watercolors, you can just use regular markers or colored pencils. That'll work just fine. You're going to turn your paper portrait style. And notice where I start drawing my hair. I'm not drawing my face first. It's up at the very top of the paper, and it's going to take up pretty much the whole page on purpose. I'm drawing my hair first rather than my face because I don't want to smack a circle in the middle of the paper for a face. It's not what our faces look like. I'm going to frame my face with my hair first. Guys, if you have shorter hair, you'll do your hair first too. And then you're going to add in your chin and your neck, just like I do here in a little bit when I'm done painting. So guys, you can fast forward to the part where I start adding in the rest of my face. And as you see me doing this, I'm using almost the entire sheet of paper. So start at the top and go almost all the way to the side, so you have plenty of room to draw your symbol or your object later on. Here I'm just taking my black paint and I'm creating the outline of my chin. So it's a kind of an oval shape at the bottom, and then I add in my neck. Once I get those things added in, I make a little bit of a change to my hair. A mistake I realized. I need to have some hair behind my neck. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to draw my shirt. I'm going to make it a solid color because I really want the focus to be on my face and the symbol that covers my face. Now I chose this hot pink color, not really because I like hot pink that much, but because the symbol that's going in the middle of my face is green. And I know from the color wheel that pink and green are actually complementary colors. And so I picked that on purpose. I'm going to fill in my shirt and I'm going to make some shoulders off to the side so my hair is hanging over it. Guys, you'll just make a regular shirt if you don't have long hair, and you don't have to worry about that. Here's the part where I start my symbol. Now, the symbol that I'm drawing is dear and near to my heart, and you're going to see what it is here in a second. It's not going to be very neat because I'm working with a brush that's not really cooperating, but I am going to go back in and neaten it up later on. The reason I'm picking this symbol right here, it stands for BU, for Baylor University, and that's where I graduated from. It's really important in my life, it's dear to my heart, and I have a lot of memories. Your symbol can be anything that's important to you. You want it to be really simple and plain. You don't want a big complex picture in the center because it'll end up looking kind of blotchy and blobby. I'm going to finish that up and then I'm going to move on to the next step, which is painting my background. Now here I'm adding in my background color. I want it to be bold, so I'm going to keep adding paint to my brush so it looks really bright. I picked a bright color because my hot pink is kind of a darker shade, and so I wanted something to be really bright in the back. If your symbol is a dark color, you might want to make your background light. And the same would go if it's opposite. If your symbol's really light, maybe you need to make something in the background that's dark to make it stand out. I'm just carefully tracing around my hairline and my shoulders and my head, and we'll neaten that line up here in just a little bit. Now, the next step is to go over everything in black. Now, I'm not using a super thin brush, so I have to be really careful. I'm just barely using the tip of it to get a thin black line. So if you're painting at home and you don't have a small, teeny tiny brush, use something, barely put pressure on the brush when you're using the black. If you don't have a small brush at all, then you can wait till your entire portrait dries and you could go back over it with a Sharpie or a pen. Sharpie would probably be better. Now I'm going to outline everything in my picture, my shirt, my hair. I'm going to add some detail in, and I'm even going to outline my BU. I'm not adding any facial features onto my portrait at all because that's all I want to show up is my symbol, because that is me. And here you have it, my Rene Magritte style self-portrait. Pretty cool.